What's up, guys? It's Bruin Steel here with Dashie, and we're here to do the Stanley Cup Finals for 2021. And we got an interesting COVID-19 format, and shit has been going on. So we got the Atlantic Division. Actually, this is going to be a bloodbath because these two teams that made the finals are in the athletic. They're in the Atlantic Division, so there's two rivalries here in the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning, who repeated last year. So this is a chance that they might repeat again. And as a Boston Bruins fan, I can say that this was a difficult prediction to make because I hate both teams. You have to know the Boston Bruins are also in the Atlantic Division, and this is not a easy choice. So this is going to be interesting. First, we got the Montreal Canadiens. I think this Montreal Canadian team like shocked the world because everyone thought this Toronto Maple Leafs team was like the face of the NHL in the playoff because they were like, I believe Toronto had the best record in the league. I'm not sure, but they had like the best record in the division in general. But I think this Montreal Canadiens shocked everyone. They were down 3-1 against Toronto, and then Montreal just came out of nowhere. And then the next round, they just looked absolutely unstoppable, sweeping the Jets. And then in the conference finals, they beat the Vegas Knights in like, what was it, 6 games or five? Six, yeah,
Sick.
6 games. So I think Montreal Canadiens shocked everyone. I think the Canadiens definitely shocked me. So and then Tampa Bay Lightning also looking to repeat. They I forgot their whole past, but I know they beat the Islanders in the conference finals in 7 games, and then the second round I think they beat I forgot who they beat in the
Hurricanes,
first round and second round.
Hurricanes in five, and then their in-state rival Florida.
Yeah. Um, so and then just the news up, the Boston Bruins lost to the Islanders. I really thought maybe the Islanders can take out Tampa Bay, but so when it comes to prediction, people say that I should choose the Atlantic Division that I hate the most. But it's not about hate, and it's not about hate. It's all about like which team's better. Like it's not like this I hate this team because like I hate this team the most, so I'm gonna choose the opposing team. It's not about that. It's all about like which team has the better goaltending matchup and who has the better defensive players and who has the puck control. Um, but I do think this could go potentially 7 games. I think it will go definitely 6 or 7 games in my opinion because of how these two teams played. Um, but in the end, I think this is gonna be I think it's gonna go back and forth. I think so. I believe Tampa Bay has home ice advantage. If correct me if I'm wrong.
They do.
They do. Okay. So honestly, the Canadians, I hate them, but rivalries with the Bruins all these years, you have to show them respect that they made the Stanley Cup. That terrific comeback they had. Tampa Bay all actually dominating, and so Canadians, if they win the Stanley Cup, they'll be their first Stanley Cup since 1992. Was
Three,
it
93.
93? And if Tampa wins, they would just be repeating as champions. Honestly, the Montreal Canadiens, I hate them, but I think because of all the rebuilding, they want to earn a championship, and because of this performance, I think they can win a championship. But this Tampa Bay team is really really good and looking for a second championship in a row. But you know, in my gut, I respect both teams hatred wise since they're both in the division. I hate the Montreal Canadiens more than Tampa. Like I'm so sick of losing Tampa Bay in 5 games in 2018, and then they beat us in 2020 in the bubble. And I'm saying, oh, Tampa Bay Lightning owns us. I hate them, but I respect them as a team because they're so good. They get the job done. And I have to say, I think this series is going to go 7 games. I think the series is going to go 7 games, and I am picking the Montreal Canadiens to win their first Stanley Cup since 1993, and I think that's going to happen. Look, I hate the Montreal Canadiens, but I think it's time for this Montreal Canadiens to prove themselves and prevent Tampa Bay from winning another championship. And I think they're going to win their first championship in over a decade, like since 1993. So when it comes to games, I think they split. Like, so the first two games, games one and two, are in Tampa. I think, I think, I think they split those two games in Tampa. The next two games are in the next three games. The next two games are in Montreal, games three and four. I think they split that as well. And I think game five in Tampa. I think Tampa takes a 3-2 lead after game five. So game five goes to the Lightning and Tampa. So Tampa will have a 3-2 lead. Game six in Montreal. I think Montreal wins that game and stays alive because this Canadian team has experience in the first round coming back down 3-1 in the series. I think they can, going into game six, knowing they're down, I think they will have experience winning that game. So in game six in Montreal, I think they win that game, keeping their season alive, forcing a game seven in Tampa. I think game seven is going to be the game probably of the year. I think game seven is going to be back and forth. I think both teams are probably going to score like 3 or 4 goals. And I possibly could probably see an overtime. I think everyone wants to see an overtime. And I think the Canadians in game seven steals that game seven in Tampa. Tampa Bay goes quiet. The Canadians go outrageous. The city of Montreal goes wild. They'll show like videos of people in Montreal go wild, screaming and editing their first Stanley Cup since 1993. I think the Canadians steal it in Tampa in Game Six, so I'm picking the Canadians in 7 games. So that's my official prediction. So what is your prediction for this?
All right, first off, I don't know where to start. I mean, the Canadians are that good, and in 2 of the 3 rounds they won, or against teams I can't stand, like the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round. That's because the Maple Leafs choked as usual. And then in the Northern Division Finals, they swept the Jets. And then in the Stanley Cup semifinal, they knocked out my division rival, the Golden Knights, which I don't want to see a division rival winning the cup. And we'll get to the Lightning. They knocked out their in-state rival Florida Panthers in the Central Division semifinal. And in the Central Division final, they upset the Hurricanes. And then in the Stanley Cup semifinal, I had the Lightning knocked out New York Islanders. So I think this is going to go 7 games. I think Tampa Bay takes 2 in Tampa. Montreal takes 2 in Montreal. Tampa takes game 5. Montreal takes game 6. And in game 7, I think Tampa Bay will win it. But I had winning in regulation though, because whenever I'm not too sure who to pick, I usually go if the team has home ice advantage, which I'm gonna do here. Give me Tampa Bay to win it in 7. I think at the end of the day, Montreal, they're with this new team, they're not ready to get back on top of the hockey world. So give me Tampa win it in 7 games.
All right. When you look at this matchup, who do you think has like the edge in goaltending? So you got Carey Price, and then you got who's the goaltender for Tampa? I think his name is like Andre Vasilevsky. Yeah. Who do you think has the edge? In my opinion, look, as a Bruins fan, I can't stand. Well, I respect Carey Price since he was a rivalry from all those years that my Bruins faced Carey Price. And look, Carey Price is a great goaltender. He has playoff experience, and I believe Brzezowski, the Tampa Bay Lightning goaltender, also had playoff experience. I think he was the goaltender for those years that Tampa Bay won the cup. So these two goaltender has experience like playing in the playoffs, and
Last
but I think the Tampa Bay goaltender has some experience due to the fact that like the Montreal Canadiens haven't like they've been in the playoff, but they haven't made the playoff a couple times. So I think Tampa Bay might have slightly have the goaltending experience in my opinion, but I do think Tampa Bay has the goaltending edge here. But when it comes to like defensive and offensive, I think and coaching, I think the Canadians have the edge here. So what do you think?
Hmm. First off, Vasilevsky, he participated in last year's Stanley Cup final where the Lightning won. The other year, the Lightning was in the Cup final. They got their teeth kicked in by Chicago. So
2015. So let me ask you. So obviously your former Anaheim Ducks ex-captain Corey Perry went to the Canadians. I don't really pay attention, but whatever that year, how would you feel if the Canadians won and Corey Perry was named MVP?
I would be devastated.
Like, do you think how many overtimes do you think this Stanley Cup will have? Honestly, I think there might be two or three. I think so. I think the series that had the most overtime games was the Bruins and I think it was Bruins and Islanders because I think the first two games were overtime and then there was a couple overtime. So I don't know which series in entire playoffs had overtime. So I think there maybe have a couple. I think there might be like two overtimes in the Stanley Cup final.
Right, right. I would. Corey Perry, he knows the Lightning very well, but due to the fact he was on the Stars last year on losing end, though, I don't think I don't want to see him winning a cup in another uniform. I'd be devastated to see that.
Yeah, I was devastated when Chara went to DC. Um, but in the end, the Capitals and Bruins faced each other, and then we won. But it's not like I don't know. Chara shouldn't have left. He should have stayed with us. Maybe it would have been a different outcome with the Islanders. But he made his decision. I miss Chara, but he's getting old. He's probably gonna like retire soon, anyways. But um,
Right, right.
Do you think it's possible that the Canadian? If do you think it's possible if Carey Price might get MVP if they win? If the Canadians win?
It's possible for Carey Price.
Yeah, so I got Montreal. I definitely think Montreal's gonna win in 7 games. I think in that game 7 is gonna be great, but I think the Canadians will steal it in game 7. So
And
yeah, but like honestly, I think Canadians can do stuff like Tampa Bay, like the Washington Capitol when they won their first Stanley Cup. They kind of went into the downfall like after they won their first Stanley Cup? Do you think maybe Canadians might be like that? Like after winning their first cup in the century, this team just dies down and don't fans don't know where this team is. Like they don't like they just suddenly collapse and just like is a disgrace to the fan base.
right.
Do you think the Canadians might end up like that, like the Capitals did? Like the Capitals won in 2018, right? And after 2018, the Canadians were absolute. The Capitals, sorry, not the Canadians. The Capitals were absolute dog shit after they won the cup in 2018. Could this be another like path for the Canadians? But in my opinion, I think the Canadians are going to be a little different now. I think they win the cup and probably will make some adjustments in the future.
Right.
So you're thinking Tampa's going to win in 7?
I'm thinking Tampa's going to win in 7 because I think they got this. They got the team to repeat.
Yeah. I mean, if this Stanley Cup is a sweep, that would just be horrible. It'll be probably one of the worst Stanley Cups ever if one team gets swept in the final.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Was there ever a Stanley Cup final where the series went 4-0 with a complete sweep?
Yeah, we have plenty of those.
I think they were
Last
I think they were
4-0,
back in the day, like when we weren't born, like back in the 19 somethings.
the last sweep was by the Red Wings when they swept the Capitals.
What year?
98.
98. Wow. I mean, so much talent has come to the NHL. I don't think there will be ever a team that gets swept in the Stanley Cup final, but like teams have been getting swept in the first round. Um, um, I don't remember the last time the Boston Bruins get swept. I think all those years I've been a fan, I think the Bruins have never got swept. They probably have gotten swept before when I wasn't a fan, but I know the Bruins have swept some people. Like we swept the Flyers in 2011. I think we swept maybe like one more team. I can't remember, but
You guys did sweep somebody.
yeah,
You got
2000.
swept, I
Oh
think,
yeah,
during the
The Carolina Hurricanes, the Carolina Hurricanes in 2019.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't think the Bruins. When all those years I've been a Bruins fan, I don't think I ever like seen my team get swept. Since I was a fan, but I'm pretty sure they probably have been swept before those years that I haven't been a fan. I mean, has the Anaheim? When was the last time Anaheim got swept?
The last time we made the playoffs, 2017-18 season, we got swept by the Sharks.
Wow, you must have been devastated.
I was completely devastated when we got swept.
I'm pretty sure you had some serious exchanges with T. Spencer. I know T. Spence is
Yeah,
a Sharks fan.
yeah, but but so is Ash Raider, who calls himself Ash Sports. He's a Raiders fan and a Sharks fan.
Yeah. Anything else to add? That is my prediction, guys. Montreal in 7, and Dashie's prediction is Tampa Bay in 7. So if you guys have any like concerns or like something you disagree with or like so when it comes to the goal, so my prediction for goaltending matchup, I think Tampa Bay has the edge. And when it comes to coaching, I think Canadians have that, and then defense and offense, I think it's pretty much even on both sides because these two teams are amazing. So if you guys have anything you want to say, like if you disagree or agree with the prediction, I mean, one of you probably, all you Tampa Bay fans probably will accuse me, and then the Canadian fans will probably accuse me too. But I have the Canadians in 7. Tampa Bay, since it's the Atlantic Division rivals, I'm pretty sure there's going to be Tampa Bay Lightning fans coming after me. They're probably going to be maybe a little bit of Montreal Canadian fans coming after me, but I did predict you guys to win in 7. Maybe you guys are coming after me for not saying that, oh, Canadians are going to win in 5 games. You're blind. I mean, I don't think this series is going to go 4 or 5. It's just not going to happen because I see two great teams here, and I think it's going to go 6 or 7. But I think 7 overall. I do think it's going to go 6 either way as well if it's possible. So 6 or 7. But I've got Montreal Canadiens. If Tampa were to win, if I were to say Tampa were to win, I think it will be in 7 games. But I have the Canadians in 7 games. This series, in general, in my opinion, as a hockey fan, seeing these two teams competing in this year's playoff, I have this series going 6 or 7. That's just my opinion. This series is going to be too competitive to either go as a sweep or 5. That's just my opinion. So Montreal in 6 or 7, but I got Montreal in 7, and Dashie has Tampa Bay in 7. So I'm pretty sure Dashie here agrees with me, saying that this series is probably going to go 6 or 7 because of how competitive these two teams are. I just can't see a sweep or a 5 game series here. These two teams work so hard and they're just really, really good. So, I mean, Dashie, if you disagree with me here, do you think it's going to go 6 and 7 instead of 4 or 5?
6 or 7.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to go 4 or 5. I'm telling you, Canadian fans, I'm telling you, Tampa Bay Lightning fans, those who predict 4 or 5, it's not going to go 4 or 5 because your team is just too competitive. So I think it's going to be a great series going 7. Montreal's going to win. I think that's in my opinion. I think Montreal can win on the road. It's just Montreal in 7, and Dash's prediction is in 7, taking the Tampa Bay Lightning to win in 7. So that's our prediction. If you guys disagree, we're not going to rage. Just make your comments. But overall, that's our prediction. Hope you guys enjoy. Do you have any last second words?
No,
No? All right then. See you guys later. It's our prediction. We might be back for the NBA Finals. So yeah. See you guys later.